Hi everyone. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to enjoy a wonderful story, The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. This simplified version is perfect for improving your English while enjoying a classic tale. Let's get started and practice English with a great story. The Secret Garden. Mary Lennox was a young girl living in India with her wealthy parents. Although they were rich, they were not kind or caring. Mary was often left alone, and her parents paid very little attention to her. She felt lonely and neglected. One day, a terrible disease swept through India, and Mary's parents died. Mary was sent to live with her uncle, Mr. Craven, at a grand old mansion called Misselthwaite Manor in England. Misselthwaite Manor was a vast gloomy house with many rooms and long dark corridors. The manor was surrounded by a huge garden that had been neglected for years. The garden was overgrown with weeds and tangled vines. Mary felt even more isolated in this cold, dreary place. The servants were unfriendly, and she had no friends to play with. One day, while wandering the grounds, Mary discovered a mysterious door hidden behind thick vines and tangled plants. The door was old and rusty, and it was locked. No one seemed to know what was behind it, and the servants told Mary to forget about it. However, Mary's curiosity was strong. She wanted to find out what was on the other side of the door. Determined, Mary searched the garden and eventually found an old rusty key buried in the soil. She was excited and hoped it might fit the locked door. After some effort, she managed to unlock the door. With a creak, the door swung open, revealing a hidden garden. The garden was wild and overgrown, but Mary could see that it had once been a beautiful place. The sight of the neglected garden inspired her to restore it to its former glory. Mary started working in the garden every day. She pulled out weeds, cut back overgrown branches, and planted new flowers. As she worked, she felt a sense of purpose and happiness. The garden slowly began to change. It became more vibrant and colorful as the plants started to grow and bloom. Mary found joy in her work, and the garden became a source of comfort for her. One day, while working in the garden, Mary met a local boy named Dickon. Dickon was friendly and loved animals. He knew a lot about plants and nature and was excited to help Mary with the garden. Dickon brought his animals along, and they all played together in the garden. The presence of the animals brought Mary even more happiness and made the garden feel like a magical place. As Mary spent more time in the garden, she started to interact more with the people around her. She learned about her cousin Colin, who had been very ill and had lived in his room for most of his life. Colin was lonely and unhappy, much like Mary had been when she first arrived at Misselthwaite Manor. Mary decided to visit Colin and tell him about the secret garden. When Mary brought Colin to the garden, he was amazed by its beauty and freshness. Colin had never seen anything like it before. The garden seemed to have a magical effect on him. The fresh air, the colorful flowers, and the cheerful atmosphere made Colin feel better. He began to grow stronger and more energetic. The garden's healing powers worked wonders for him. Mary, Colin, and Dickon spent many joyful days together in the garden. It became a special place where they could escape their troubles and enjoy each other's company. The garden was no longer a secret, but a beloved part of their lives. It brought them joy, health, and a renewed sense of purpose. The garden taught Mary, Colin, and Dickon important lessons about care, friendship, and the power of nurturing something special. It showed them that with love and attention, even the most neglected places could be transformed. The garden had become a symbol of their renewed happiness and connection. In the end, the once secret garden was a place where Mary, Colin, and Dickon could be themselves and find comfort and joy. It had a magical way of bringing people together and making their lives better. The garden was a testament to the power of love, care, and the beauty of nature. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the story and found it useful for your English practice. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more stories. See you next time and keep learning.